Hello everyone, welcome back to BrainTech Analytics. Let's start with today's section. Open an MS Excel file and what we discuss about today about what is relative reference and absolute reference in MS Excel. To understand it better, so what is relative reference, start with a small example. Suppose I am right here 2 and here I am writing 7. In F5 cell, what I want in the output the addition of 2 and 7. To get the output, what I can do, I simply write equal 2 plus 7. I get the output 9. But the output what I get here, by simply writing manually, I get the output. It means I simply write equal 2 plus 7 so that in that cell I get the answer 9. One thing you notice, this F5 cell didn't have any relationship with D3 or B4. But now what we do, I want to get the same output by creating relationship between other cells. So what I do by simply writing equal to. Now instead of writing manually, I selecting cells. Suppose I want to select this cell B4, then addition, then D3. Because in the V4 we have the value 2 and in D3 we have the value 7. Then after pressing enter, you get the output, same output what we get previously, H over here. When we perform manually by simply writing equal to 2 plus 7, we get the output 9. But this time we get the output. But by selecting double click, you can see this H4 H this H5 cell have some relationship with V4 and D3. In some day, if I want to change the value of D3, then the output over here is also changed. Suppose I want to change this instead of 7, I change to 5, then the output come here 7 in the H5, as you can see. Suppose I want to change the value of B4. I want to change the value to 8. Then in the output you can notice here, you can see the output in the H5 will be changed to 13. It means that H5 cell have some relation with D3 and D4. Now suppose I want to copy. Here I am writing manually, but this time what I want to do copy. So if I do the copy, then the number of copy I do, the number of 9 you are see here. But at the same time, if I am doing copy here by simply dragging down it, you can find the value is 000. Instead of copying 13, it will show 0. Because why it's showing 0? By simply double click here, you can see that this cell have the output of the data contains in the B4 cell and D3 cell. So when we press enter, we get the output of say 13 because in the V4 and D3 we have the value of 8 and 5. But when it comes to 0, by double click you can see it this box have the relation with B5 and D4 where no value is present. In B5 you can see no value is present and D4 also it have no value so that the value is coming 0. So coming to the what is the definition of relative reference? Relative reference. This one is also one of the most asked questions in many interviews. If you go for MS Excel, okay, so the answer is value will change when we copy the formula from one cell to another cell. Let's understand it briefly here. Suppose I enter some data here 2, 3, 4, okay, 6, 7, 9. And here I put some data 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 6, 7, 3. Okay. What I want? I want the sum. I want this sum of these two. Okay. This box have the data and I want this sum here over here. So what I do by selecting cells, what I do equal to, then I select B12 plus C12, then press enter. I see in the output I get answer 3. It means it's addition of 2 plus 1, what I get in answer 3. Simply drag down and in the result we get the result of others result also get here. Okay, because see by double click you can see it have the reference with B12 and C12, so that in the output we get 3. But when it comes to next output, you can see it have the reference with 13 and C13, B13 and C13. Similarly, we double click on 12 so that we get it have the relations with B15 and C15. So the data present over in B15 and C15, according to that, the addition will come in the output. Hope you will understand. Now, coming to the next part, it may what is absolute reference. What is absolute reference? This time what I do, let's start with the same example. Suppose here I am writing 8 and 5. Okay. Suppose here I am writing 8 and here I am writing 5. Similarly, if we go manually, what we do, as I discussed before here, equal to 8 plus 5, we get the output 13. Okay. Absolute reference means, suppose I am writing here 5 and instead of writing 8, I am writing here 8. Okay. So absolute reference means constant. The other name is constant. Okay. When we copy the formula from one cell to another cell, it doesn't change. What's the difference of these two definition? You can see relative reference where it means value will change when we copy the formula from one cell to another cell. As you can see, when we copy the formula, it means when we copy the formula from one cell to another cell, okay, the value will be changed. As you can see, the value is here changed. Okay, because in the each cell box have some different value. According to that, in the output we get the we get the output, so that the value will be changed when we change the formula. But in the same case, what we do, we also do the same things by writing here 8 and 5, and we get manually what we write, we get 13. Simply what we do, by selecting equal, by selecting this cell B24 plus D22, we get the same output as 13. Now what I want to do by doing a small example like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so in the output, suppose in the output I want, let's delete this. Suppose in the output I want the addition of I12, okay, sorry, I22 and J22. In the case section, what I get output equal to 1 plus this cell. I get 6. For the rest of the thing, we get the as usual answers. As you can see, 2 plus 0, 2, 3 plus 0, 3, 4 plus 0, 4, 5 plus 0, 5. Instead of this, I want in the output that each value present in the I should be add with 5 and show in the result in the case section. So it means 1 plus 5 6, 2 plus 5 here it's showing 7, 3 plus 5 here it should must be 8, 4 plus 5 it here will be 9, 5 plus 5 here we get 10. So how can we get? For that, we make this Z cell constant so that this position will be stay constant, and whatever the formula we do, the value will be changed according to the constant cell. Okay. So how can we do constant by how it will be made constant? To make constant, we can use dollar symbol. Examples for the example of the dollar symbol is you can find mm, H dollar a dollar one. This is the example of example that you can see. So how can we do the actually it's we can say it as a fridge. You can make it constant, or you can otherwise you can say we have to do fridge here. We have to fridge the J cell. So how can we do? Here we do, as you can see, delete this part. Let's start with begin equal to, I select the I22 plus J22. Now what we want to select, which one we want to make constant so that we get the desired output. So we want to make the constant this cell which is showing red. After writing this equal to I22 and J22, by selecting these two cells, what we do, simply in your keyboard go to function and press F4. Sorry, just a second. Yes, you can select, just a second. What is showing some error? Let's start with again. Equal to, select I22 plus J22, then press F4. Function F4. You can see now it is freeze. As you can see, the selected range is showing H. H example I am written before. It means $J $22. By just clicking enter, you get the output 6, and simply doing drag it into down, you see H we get the H we get the output we want before. As you can see, 1 plus 5 is 6, Then 2 plus 5, here you get 7. 3 plus 5, here we get 8. 4 plus 5, here you get 9. 5 plus 5, here we get 10. It means let's start. Let's uh, understand the relation. What the output have. The output have the relation with this box and this box. Then press enter. By simply double click, you can see this cell is constant, but here this cell is changed. When we copy the formula from one cell to another cell, it doesn't change. It means this one is the absolute reference, though that it doesn't mean it's staying constant. According to that, the other cell is changes so that the output we get as per the required. To make it understand properly, let's start with an example here. Here you can see we have the data which contains some student's name and their marks in their particular subject. So what do we do? How to get the total mark over here? To get the total mark, we can go for absolute reference or relative reference. You can say which one we will go for. So definitely we will go for relative reference because you can see all the data, all the particular data. Suppose I want the result of RAM, total mark of RAM. Then I want to want the addition of these total marks, which obtained in English, Hindi, Math, SST, and computer. So what I did here by simply writing equal, then doing selecting this cell plus this cell plus D2 plus SST plus computer. You see, this cell have the we create the relation of B2 to F2 by addition of B2 plus C2, D2, E2 and F2. Now by simply clicking enter, you can find the total mark of RAM for the all subject. What we do here? Simply doing drag it to down. You see all these total marks of the all the students in this subject you can get it, and when you click double click you can see here it the relationship building with B7, C7, D7, E7, F7. Similarly, if we double click on this, then you can see we have the relation creating our B4 to F4. Now I want to require the percentage. What the percentage? This is a total mark, and this is the total mark, and this is the students secured in the particular subject and particular this is the students total mark, and this is the subject mark, total subject mark, and the student scoring mark is present here. And here we want the output of percentage. So how do we get the percentage? So we have to make it constant this cell so that here we get the output. We can simply write equal to by simply clicking G2, then go for divide, and here we select H1. Now now we want required which cell we want to freeze. We want to freeze that. We want to freeze the H1 cell. So to freeze, what we do? Simply press function F4. You can see the H1 cell is now freeze. Now by simply clicking here, you can see the answer is coming. Now by simply doing dragging down here, you see all the percentage of the students from the total marks by calculating the all the percentage we have get in the output. So I hope this is the common difference which you can get from this example, or from this better example you can get it properly. So thank you for watching this video. We will discuss the coming in the coming section. We discuss something more about related to understanding MS Excel about the functions and formula. Till now, do practice. Not only watch this video, do practice in your own so that you will get hands-on experience on that. So thank you for watching this video. See you soon in the next class.